Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back, fellow Nydratians, to the channel. And today we have another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator. And today we got this old school Lincoln, I think it's Lincoln. Not really sure what American cars. But anyway, we got this very nice classic car. It's a bit dirty and it has to get a lot of work done. So I already scanned the vehicle a little bit. So we got a lot of parts in the engine by the looks of it. And yeah, we have still a lot of parts left, but the guy bought it at an auction and he wanted for his mother-in-law, so he wanted to get it up and running again. So let's get right into the work and let's see if we can fix it. So let's clean up and then put it in the workshop.
5 minutes later.
And there we go, we put it on the lift, and I really like this color combination with the chrome and the blue. It really looks nice. So let's get right into work, shall we? So I think we have to get the whole engine out, and I'm first gonna do a visual inspection because I don't have all the parts. So I do see shock absorbers and also a lot of internal engine work. Let's see, can I go towards the rear? The fuel filter is also a bit broken, so I'm already gonna get that one out. There we go. Okay, I'm first gonna do the back side of the vehicle and then we're gonna go towards the front, so leave the heavy work for later. So let's see what we can do, shall we? So let's strip this whole back section, or at least get the parts out that we need. Let's go. There we go. So that was all the parts, at least that I think of, in the back section. So let's go and buy the parts, shall we? So what you're gonna need right now for parts is you're gonna need a solid rear drive axle, also drum brake cylinder, brake shoe, another brake drum brake cylinder, Jesus, what a word, a brake shoe, and another solid rear drive axle and a fuel pump. That's what you gotta buy. So once you bought the parts that I just provided to you, then you go back in towards the parts into the vehicle and load it up on the vehicle. Well, load it up, well, mount it actually, not load it up. It's not, you get my point. There we go, put it back. Awesome, beautiful tires actually with the white wall. There we go, that one. And now back towards the fuel tank and put the fuel pump in there. Turn around towards the other side. There we go. Oh god, my screwing speed is really fast. I've been upgrading my stats or getting like the with skill points. It's really fast and I really enjoy it. So there we go. That should be done for the whole back section. So now let's jump over towards the front section, shall we? Let's see, what do we have over here? So we do see a lot of stuff. Okay, we do have a steering rack that's faulty and also some parts. Do we have like rubber bushings that are being worn out? Oh god, that's the wrong side. Always tricky to maneuver. Okay, so the bushings, rubber bushings look okay, look good. So let's see, first of all I'm gonna drain all the fluids because we have to get in the engine. Okay, so I got all the fluids out of the vehicle. And now let's start on the suspension. So first of all, I'm gonna unscrew everything on the suspension sides and then purchase all the parts that we're gonna need for the suspension. So let's give it a shot, shall we? Okay, so I got all the suspension parts out and also separated the springs. So let's buy all the parts. So what do we gonna need? So we're gonna need front shock absorber cap, front spring, a double wishbone shock absorber, front sway bar B, sway bar, front link and B, steering rack, inner tie rod, outer tie rod, brake disc ventilated, brake pads, another inner tie rod, another front shock absorber cap, another front spring, another double wishbone shock absorber, another sway bar, front end link B, and another outer tie rod, another brake disc ventilator, and another brake pad. God, what a mouthful. So I'm gonna buy all the parts, and if you got the parts, then I will be right back with you.
The next day.
And there we go, I bought all the parts, so let's get right into work. So first of all, what you want to do is to join the parts together for the double wishbone, the shock absorber, and the front shock absorber cap. Put those two back together, because then you will complete the car. And do that one more time, so you get two, because left and right section. And there we go. And now let's get back to work, shall we? Okay, so let's mount everything back up. I always start with the steering rack, work inner way out, and basically, so sway bar, then the tie rod link, outer tie rod, then you have your double wishbone shock absorber that we just put together, and then just basically put everything back. And also don't forget this part right over here, the sway bar front link end. I always forget those because it's a really small part in such a big area, so that you don't need to forget that one. I promise you that. So let's get back to work, shall we? I will finish this side first, then go over towards the other side, and then that will be a little speed up thing. There we go. And put the wheel back together, and that should be it for this side. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna do the other side now, and I will see you after that one. And there we go. So the suspension parts are all finished. And now let's get on towards the big engine. So let's see, what do we have? So we have a crankshaft, so we do have to dig deep in the engine. Fuel filter, ignition coils, radiator fan, yada yada yada. Rocker arms, so we do have to strip down a lot, okay. But okay, yeah, a lot of parts in the engine by the looks of it. So let's get this beautiful engine out, and let's see what we can do. So I will probably put it on the engine stand, and let's see what we can do about it. So I'll see you over there.
One season later.
And there we go. We got the engine right over here. And just when I got the engine out, I just saw right before I put the transmission off the engine, I saw a couple of rubber bushings that we have to change as well in the suspension part department, so to say. And let me show you where they are. So this rubber bushing on the left section. So we have to dismount those two. As you can see right over here, those are worn out. So, and also on this side I saw them. There we go. And I'm gonna double check this one is okay. Ooh, this one I don't know. There should be one over here, so maybe by the looks of it that one has to go as well. So I am really sorry that we have to do the suspension twice. I thought that was I haven't looked good enough, so we're gonna check the suspension better than next time. And let's see, are those rubber bushings good? Let's see, you are okay, yes. Why I didn't check the rubber bushings, because I mostly use the test path. Okay, everything looks good. I mostly use the test path to check out the car suspension, but the car didn't run, so I couldn't test the full suspension, so I had to do a visual check, and it was a little bit too fast with it. But first, let's tackle the engine, and let's see what we have to deal with. So I'm gonna strip this all the way down towards the bare block, and let's see what we can find. I hope a lot of parts, and don't forget those rubber bushings at the end. I will gonna say it again after we build the engine and put it back together. So anyway, enjoy the time lapse of me dismounting the engine, and then I will come with you with the shopping list. And there we go, the engine fully stripped out, and I removed also the engine block because I'm gonna also use the repair table or the workbench. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna use the repair table. Yeah, I called it right, to repair the parts. And let's see what we came up with. So I'm gonna show you after I repaired all the parts that we gonna need. So I will be right back with you. Okay, so I repaired all the parts, and so I have to buy less parts. So I recommend you do that table thing if you got it. If you cannot find it where to buy it, no problem, I will show you right now. So you go over towards this little toolbox right over here in the corner, or you come over towards this toolbox right over here in this section right over here, close to the computer and the phone. So once you go over here, you are here in the skill menu, and you go over here in the top section towards the tools, and then you're gonna go, where was it again? You need the garage extension, so it's gonna cost you a bit of money. And also then you're gonna go with the workbench and also with the engine stand and that kind of stuff. So I got all the parts, so let's go and buy all the necessary parts again. So what you're gonna need is where was it again? Yeah, we're gonna need rocker arms, all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you're gonna need spark plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm gonna need more rocker arms. There we go. You're gonna need more spark plugs, an oil filter, and serpentine belt B V8 OHV, a water pump V8 OHV, and serpentine belt, fuel filter, radiator fan, and probably distributor, not really sure. You're gonna need the wires, you're gonna need air filter, and oxygen absorber, that's the front. So that should be all the parts if you got the repair table. And then if not, then all the parts that are orange, like this color right over here, or underneath like a certain percentage, buy those parts. Anyway, I'm gonna buy those parts and I will be right back with you. So there we go, I bought all the parts. So let's build the engine back up again. So let's go and start it. So enjoy the little time lapse of me building the engine. Let's go. And there we go, there's your fully rebuilt engine. Not all parts are 100%, so don't worry. Let's first of all, let's see soon what the order is doing. So let's get the engine off the stand, and there we go. Take it with us on in our hand and let's put it in the engine. So I think we could be right. There we go. Put it in. And let's first of all, let's see how much did we do. So, okay, we did, okay, starter V8, okay, no problem. We have to buy that one, and we still got 4 rubber bushings to do. So those are all the parts. There we go. Okay, engine crane, you can go. Thank you very much. And now let's crank up the car again in the air so we can put the transmission back in the vehicle. And let's see, there we go. Put you back, gearbox, and there we go. Now let's get a new starter. Or, well, I repaired it, but you need a starter V8 for it. There we go, front exhaust pipe. Another front exhaust pipe. Okay, and that should be done for the engine parts. If I am right. There we go. Okay, yeah, part not discovered. No worries. I know where they are. They are these rubber bushings right over here. So get the tire off. Front two tires back off again. I'm really sorry that we did not do this in the beginning. But get these off. There we go. Yeah, look, rubber bushings number 1 and 2. And get the other one off. There we go. And they should be here on top as well. And there we go. Yeah, number 3 and 4. And that should be all the last parts, right? Yeah, rubber bushings. There we go. So those are all the parts. Oh, now let's buy them. And go. Oh yeah, I also forgot to buy the timing chain V8. So you also have to get the rubber bushing. Get the bigger one, not the small one. Get the big one. 3 and 4. There we go. And now we can go place it back. There we go. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. There we go. Put the one tire back on, and that should be good. I also see that I forgot to put the drive shaft back in. There we go. Put the suspension back on. There we go. And put the tire back on, or the wheel, I should say, in the wrong pattern as I do. The drive shaft. There we go. And that should be it. And now let's fill up all the fluids. There we go. Awesome. Such a gorgeous car, to be honest. Such a gorgeous car. Okay, so now we have to do all the oil refill. Yep, change fluids. Okay, no problem. And now let's fill the oil. There we go. So let's fill up all the fluids. Okay, fluids are filled and that should be it right now. Awesome. If you haven't completed all the parts yet, then here are all the parts. Brake disc ventilator, brake pads, 2 times brake shoes, 2 times crankshaft V8 OHV, double wishbone shock absorber, drum brake disc cylinder, drum brake cylinder, 2 times front shock absorber cap, front shock absorber cap, front spring, front sway bar B, fuel filter, fuel pump, ignition coil B, ignition distributor rotor, ignition wires V8, inner rod, oil filter, V8 OHV, outer tie rod, steering pump, power steering pump V8, radiator fan V8 OHV, rocker arm. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just buy 16 and you're good. Round air filter, 1 carburetor, 4 rubber bushings, serpentine belt A V8 OHV, serpentine belt B V8 OHV, solid rear drive axle, solid rear drive axle 2 times, spark plugs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spark plugs. There we go. Buy all 8 of them, you should be good. Starter V8, steering rack, sway bar front end link B, sway bar front end link B, and timing chain V8 OHV, and a water pump V8 OHG. And then you have to drain and change the oil, and also change brake fluid, change the coolant fluid that's on the radiator in the front instead of that little reservoir then the power steering fluid, and then a refill washer fluid. And that should be it. So ladies and gentlemen, let's see how much did we make. Okay, so we make a little bit of money. That's really nice. So I make a lot of money because I repaired a lot of parts, so that's good for me. There we go. So let's push it outside and let's see what the customer thinks of it. So yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, please like, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, that would be much appreciated. Thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, let's first of all, let's sell this vehicle, or not sell, return it to the customer, finish order. There we go. Well, I hope you all have a lovely day as always, and I will see you in the next week. Peace out, everybody.